Congratulations, new members. As your first official act as East Stroudsburg High School South National Honor Society members, all members, current and new, will join in reciting the NHS Pledge. I pledge to maintain high scholastic standing, to hold as fundamental and worthy an untarnished character, to endeavor intelligently and courageously to be a leader, and to give of myself freely in service to others. In so doing, I shall prove myself worthy of a place in the National Honor Society. At this time, Mr. Triolo would like to say a few words to our new inductees.
Good evening, everybody. Before I get started talking to our new inductees, I think it's extremely important that we recognize Mrs. Goldstrand and all the hard work. When I look at the pillars here, leadership, service, character, that's Mrs. Goldstrand. I mean, she is all of those things. She absolutely serves this school. And she's a leader, and that's one of the things that we can all learn, right? Leadership is about service. She has a wonderful character, and this school would not run without her. It wouldn't be as successful as it is without her. So Mrs. Goldstrand, thank you very much. So I want to congratulate our seniors for making it this far, and thank you for being, you truly are. You are all of these pillars, and everything's already been said. You know, I loved what Mike came up and said when he talked about leadership. Leadership's about molding consensus, right? Sometimes leadership is about knowing when to speak up, and sometimes leadership's knowing about when to take a step back and when to let someone else lead, right? And nobody can be a good leader, and nobody will serve if they don't have good character. And if you don't have good character, chances are you're probably not going to put a lot of work in school. So all of these things go hand in hand. And I want to thank our seniors, all of our seniors, for all the work that you've put in, the fantastic way you've represented yourselves throughout the years here at East Stroudsburg South High School, and and for being everything that NHS wants you to be. You truly are. And for our new members, a lot has been said tonight. I think the most important thing that you can do moving forward is, when we talked about all of these attributes, I love character. I believe that if you have good character, leadership, the service, and the scholarship, that will all follow. So I implore you to do one thing, right? Always do the right thing. You know what the right thing is. Everyone in this room knows what the right thing is. And when you do the wrong thing, you knew you were doing something wrong before you did it. And do the right thing when nobody is looking. Okay? Everyone can kind of shine when the spotlight's on. But who does the right thing all the time, even when no one's watching, even when you're not going to get any credit? That's what I implore you to do. I know you will do. Thank you for being, again, we appreciate you being such great pillars of East Stroudsburg South High School. We're excited to have you in NHS, and have a great night, everybody. Parents, thank you. Again, I know I've made all of you stand many times so far. You've probably all been at all the award ceremonies, but we would be remiss if we didn't thank you. So parents, thank you very much for everything.
I'm not as tall as Mr. Triolo. At this time, we're going to have the transfer of executive responsibilities. This plays an important role in the continuation and growth of the National Honor Society. Our current officers will now greet our newly elected officers, shake hands, and pass on their officer responsibility. The new officers will go through the process of meeting with the retiring officers to learn the various job responsibilities that are associated with their office position. As a token of appreciation, new officers will present a gift to retiring officers, and in return, the exiting officers will hand off the symbolic torch of responsibility to the incoming officer. At this time, officers, if you will get your items and meet on the stage. To the front of the table. Service Activity Co-Coordinators Killian Brown and Kendall Garrett will now pass on responsibilities to newly elected co-coordinators Kayla Gerlach and Julia Kazmarska. Secretary Caitlin Fraley now passes on responsibilities to newly elected Secretary Julian Antolowski. Treasurer Michael Patterson now passes on responsibilities to newly elected Kaylee Kimler. Vice President Michael Nystrand now passes on responsibilities to newly elected Tiaja Smith. President Omar Abdalal now passes on responsibilities to newly elected President Kripa Kirshner. New officers, in accepting these offices, you have indicated your willingness to give your best in time and effort to carry out the principles of the National Honor Society. It will now be your responsibility and privilege to lead current members, inductees, and guests. Please join us in wishing this new team of officers the best of luck in successfully completing their duties in the coming year. Sorry, I didn't help my husband know what he had to do during this presentation tonight. In preparation for this evening, I came across, there's a slide, the second to last one. In preparation for this evening, I came across two quotes I wanted to share with you. I put them both in the program. Both quotes are worth reflecting on for both groups of NHS members, but I do have one quote in mind for the seniors and the other for the juniors. Seniors, let me start with you. The quote I selected for you comes from Theodore Roosevelt, who said, "Far better is it to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much, because they live in a great twilight that knows not victory nor defeat." In much of what I have read about education lately, one thing keeps popping up: the importance of communicating to learners that failure is a part of the learning process. I feel that this is a message you do not often hear. What you are hearing is make sure to take that AP course and do well on that AP exam so you won't have to take that class in college. Make sure you prepare for the SAT or ACT to make your college application look strong. Be sure you're in the top 10%. I'm not saying that those things were bad advice. I am just saying you should also have been told that today's workforce is looking for creative thinkers, problem solvers, risk takers, people who can fail, look at what went wrong, make adjustments, try again, and succeed. I am also saying, if you never fail, you're probably not trying new things or taking risks. We all know that the first attempt at flight the first surgery, the first baked cake were not perfect. Thank goodness people were willing to try again. I love traveling to places not accessible without flight. I am so grateful my mom was able to have her gallbladder removed this year, and I absolutely adore chocolate cake with chocolate frosting. Knowing the kind of students, scratch that, people that you are programmed to overachieve. But sometimes with that comes an expectation of permanent perfection. If you have not heard this before or often enough for it to stick, I want you to know you are not meant to be perfect all the time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not giving you permission to stop working hard and setting amazing goals for yourselves. Not that any of you would do that anyway. It's just not in your DNA. What I am trying to say is to do mighty things or win glorious triumphs, as Roosevelt said. It's okay, even expected, that the path to that greatness will be checkered by failure. As you leave High School South and become a part of a new community, there is one thing I want you to remember. There is no reason to fear failure. Remember, failing is a healthy part of the learning process. Just don't forget to get up, brush yourself off, try again, and eventually, when you do succeed, and I know you will, it will be so much richer. Your quote comes from Calvin Coolidge, who said, "No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward for what he gave." This quote seemed perfect for a group of students who were just inducted into the National Honor Society moments ago. Throughout this ceremony, we have discussed how our members have served our community by selflessly demonstrating scholarship, leadership, service, and character. As a result of their giving to others, they have been honored tonight. In the short time since you received your letters stating that you earned a spot to be inducted into the East Stroudsburg High School South Chapter of the National Honor Society, you have surpassed my expectations for a new group of inductees. I have no doubt that President Coolidge would agree that you understand and live by the ideals set forth in his words. I am so excited to continue working with you throughout your senior year. I am certain we are going to achieve magnificent things together. To all of you, current members and new, thank you for all that you do to deserve the honor of being a member of the East Stroudsburg High School South Chapter of the National Honor Society. You all continuously impress me and remind me of how lucky I am to be an advisor of such a talented group of individuals. And at this time, our ceremony is concluding. Please wait for the National Honor Society members to exit the auditorium in their recessional, and then follow the candidates out and join us for a reception in our cafeteria. And thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And one thing, I never ever get a group picture of NHS members, so I actually want to borrow your kids and not have them do the traditional recessional. So I want to make you guys stay, and I want a group picture of you guys with the seniors who are up on the stage, and then a group picture of the juniors. Whenever they do the call for the yearbook, I can never get everybody. You're here and you look amazing. What a perfect opportunity. So, no recessional, I need to make you stay here for a moment. Since the juniors are up on the stage, if you guys can kind of manage yourselves, those of you who are not quite as tall in the front, I'm sorry, I know that happens to you all the time. And those of you who are a little bit taller in the back, and we'll get a picture. And then if the seniors will swap, and we'll have the seniors come up on the stage, thank you. And then we'll have the reception.